This is Pop Culture Yearbook. On this show, we pick pieces of pop culture that were important to us in a given year. We then discuss our memories and dig into those movies, albums, shows, and more. I'm Brad.
And I'm Giff.
All right. And we're back for season 6 here again. We had your son on last week. He was a good sport.
Yeah. Thanks again,
A lot of fun
Sam,
to bring in the new generation.
On. That's right. And I'm sure we got a massive bump from the University of Minnesota Morris campus.
Yet to be seen as we record these a little ahead of that. But,
a little ahead.
I'm excited to see.
I'm just assuming, future me is assuming that we got a huge.
Well, we're going to get a bump tonight, too, because we always do when Courtney is on. So tonight, not for the whole show, but stick around for our draft because Gifford's wife is going to join us again. And she hasn't been on in a while.
Yep. We are continuing
family affair here.
Gifford Family Month on Pop Culture Yearbook.
So next week, your other son will be on, right?
Yeah, we'll try to get Paul. What are we doing next week?
Actually, no, have him on in 2 weeks because I was going to try to talk my daughter into coming on next week, which won't happen. But she's a fan of the band we're going to talk about. So I thought, hey, you know what? Sam did it. You come on, do it with us too.
Do you want me to reach out to her? Her and I are pretty tight. A big influence in her life.
No, no. I mean, yes, go ahead and try. But all right. Well, what were you going to say? Sorry.
I was just going to bring us into the episode here.
Yeah, so we hope that this episode tonight goes smoothly and is not a train wreck.
That is correct.
As we are talking about the movie Trainwreck.
Yes, we are talking about Amy Schumer coming out with her tour de force Trainwreck movie. This was released nationwide July 17th of 2015. Came in with a $35 million budget and brought in at the box office just shy of $141 million.
It's a big hit. It was a big hit. She was really big there when this came out.
Yes, very much so. I mean, I remember one of her specials I really, really liked was Mostly Sex Stuff that came out in 2012. And then her Inside Amy Schumer show came out.
I remember that. Yeah, she had the show. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So Courtney and I watched Inside Amy Schumer and really, just dug a lot of her stuff. Obviously very crude humor, but funny. I mean, I think she's great. So when we came around to 2015, I thought, well, this is a fun subject, listed as a romantic sex comedy. So
yes, it is. Much like it's the flip flop of the traditional male type sex comedies, but from a female perspective more, which is nice to switch that up once in a while.
Exactly, and this was written by Schumer and directed by Apatow.
Right, and Judd Apatow, he hadn't been directing movies a lot at this time. I don't think. He kind of did a lot early in the 2000s, and then wasn't any more producing. But this was kind of like a big movie for him to be like the director again, where he was always involved in things, but I feel like when this came out, he hadn't really directed a movie like this for a while. I could be wrong, but that's how I remember it.
Well, and this was the first movie that he was directing that he'd also didn't write.
Ah,
so and it was also the first movie that didn't include his lovely wife Leslie Mann that he was involved in.
She might come up tonight.
Yes,
later on.
She very well could. So we generally start with our memories of the movie. So I watched this last night, actually sat down with my lovely wife to watch it. We usually don't watch stuff together because I'm always pausing it and writing stuff down in preparation for the show. She said we did not go to this in the movie theater, so I'm assuming I would have caught it on one of the streaming services at home.
Did you do Netflix discs? Because I mean,
I must have. When did streaming really hit?
I don't know. That's what I was just trying to think. I mean, it was hitting, but I don't know. Yeah, I would have been around this time, I suppose. I mean,
we got
Stranger Things just finished, and that started. We did that way back in 2016. That started. Yep. So I mean, Netflix was streaming for sure.
Netflix was, yeah. So I mean, we would have had Netflix right away, and then of course you also had Amazon because you got it free with your Prime membership.
Or maybe you rented it and you forgot. You can still rent movies, but stream them.
Yeah, I don't know when the last time was I went to an actual place and rented a movie.
I meant rented on streaming.
Oh, sure. Yeah, like
Right.
on Amazon or
If
whatever.
it's not out yet.
Like I did this time around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
did I rent it? I think I did. You're right. It wasn't free anywhere.
nope, nope. So I would have watched it more than likely at home with Courtney and just enjoyed it. And I've probably seen it with this last showing. I would say probably 3 times. Um,
That's my
but
guess too.
I enjoy the humor. I enjoy Bill Hader is excellent in this. So yeah, how about you? What was your first
So,
memories of it?
in my memory, I believe we did see it in the movie theater. I
Okay.
believe my wife and I went and saw it. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we did. Um, and I remember like we laughed a lot and really liked it. Um, as you just mentioned, Bill Hader. I mean, he's a favorite of mine. And this was the height of Amy Schumer, so it was a big deal. Everybody went and watched it as the money showed. Um, and then I'm assuming because usually a movie I like that, I'll probably watch it again sometime when it's either out for rent or streaming. I'm
Hmm.
assuming I probably watched it one more time, but I haven't seen it in 10 years now. And so I was excited when you picked it because then I thought back, I'm like, you know what, that really was funny. We really liked it. And so I
Hmm.
was excited to see if it still was. And you know what? It pretty much was. Like with all Judd Apatow movies, it has a complaint that I pretty much always make, which we'll probably get to,
Okay.
unless you know what I'm talking about. Do you know what that is?
My memory's so awful. I'm sure
No.
when you say it, I'll
Okay.
be like, oh yeah, that's right. He doesn't care for that.
But I do have, we're back to our sponsored part here again.
Yes.
We're shortening it up, though. I have a 3-sentence summary
Mm.
created by Google Gemini of this movie in case you are not familiar with it or have forgotten. So Amy Townsend is her name. She goes by Amy in the movie too. Is a commitment phobic writer who lives a reckless, party heavy lifestyle based on her father's belief that monogamy is impossible. Her outlook changes when she falls for Aaron Connors, a kind sports doctor, forcing her to confront her self destructive habits and fear of intimacy. After a period of personal growth, she abandons her old ways and makes a grand gesture to prove she is finally ready for a serious relationship,
Mhm.
which I think sums it up pretty good. And it's
Yep.
formulaic like any other movie like this. That's what it is. Somebody doesn't want to do it. They fight for somebody. There's some conflicts, and then all of a sudden, at the end, of course, you have your happy ending. I mean, that's not a surprise.
Well, and you have the big um, show of affection, the big public,
Yeah, and
like,
in this movie, it's
like
really cool. Like, it's a favorite
right.
scene for me. One of them.
Yes. Yeah, you're giggling all the way to the end in this movie. So I enjoyed that last scene as well.
And it
So,
was a very highly thought of movie. It is
mhm.
84% by critics on Rotten Tomatoes. However, only 66% audience. So I'm not sure.
I saw that.
Maybe it's new age audiences that already feel like it's age. Everybody's always so picky about everything now, and everybody can throw their little review on there. So I don't know if that's why, but that's
Mhm.
a pretty big gap. Um,
Huge. Yeah.
but
Especially that
critics,
way. You
right?
know,
Well, yeah. If anything, it's usually the other way. We've
exactly.
seen a few lately that are the other way, but this is a pretty big gap. A critically acclaimed, highly thought of, and it won 2 Golden Globes too. Or no, nominated
Nominated.
for 2 for Best
Yeah, for
Actress,
yes.
which good for her, and Best Comedy, and it was nominated for many other awards as well. But two
Mhm.
two Golden Globes, so pretty big deal there.
And I did see one critic argue that she should have been nominated for an Academy Award.
Really?
Well,
Huh.
and of course,
No,
that
we've
you
talked
say
about this a lot about
yes.
comedians. I mean, I guess I've never thought of that about this performance, but
Mhm.
tell me why you said that.
Because I mean, she was nominated for a Golden Globe. She did a really good job. I mean, there's scenes in here where I mean they're emotional and they're touching, and you feel yourself getting choked up. I mean, it's not just her banging every guy in New York City and having a funny comment about it. I mean,
That's true.
there's some real life changing moments that we all go through. Um, death of a father and things of that nature, and whether or not you want to start a family. So I mean, there's real subject matter in this, and I thought she, uh, went through it all very, very well. So, but as you said, I mean, Chevy Chase could have been nominated for any number
Vacation.
of his movies, and I was watching this thing just recently. I haven't finished the second episode. There's a 2-episode series with Judd Apatow um, interviewing Mel Brooks.
Hmm.
And in that, they showed an interview with him on some talk show way back when, and Mel Brooks talking about how kind comedy actors don't get the credit they deserve. Comedy movies don't get nominated for Oscars. Um, they just don't have the pull. And, that was a kind of a thorn in his side throughout his career. So,
Yeah, I'm with him.
yeah. I got a
And that's why it's
couple.
nice that
Oh,
the
go ahead.
Golden Globes, they're not nearly as prestigious as the Oscars, but at least they have the musical category, the musical
Hmm.
comedy category, which at least does recognize some of those. And sometimes they stretch the definition of comedy too. But
Right.
I
Right.
mean, you do get more of these movies that do occasionally pop up there and get
Hmm.
nominated, which it's better than nothing. So
Right. Yep. And I mean, a Golden Globe it's still pretty prestigious. I mean, for Pete's
yeah,
sake.
I think it's gone down a little bit. I mean, or at least there was a stretch there where there was a big scandal just like 5 years ago. Well, they canceled it
Hmm.
for COVID, I think, but then there was a whole thing about the voting and how rigged it all was. You remember
Sure.
that? I mean,
Yep.
maybe it's coming back now because they just had him and it feels like it was, a good show this last time, but it
Mhm.
definitely dipped to the point where I thought they were going to cancel them altogether. But I guess they're back.
Yep. Did you have any other fun facts? I got a couple, but I
I do
thought
have
I'd
some.
maybe hit them on the cast portion.
Okay. Well, this one is not a fun fact,
Oh.
but this is a movie that
Oh, yeah.
actually there was a shooting
Mhm.
at a showing in Lafayette, Louisiana, where 2 people died and 9 others were injured. So, um, don't really know the details about why. I'm sure it's just random. It's not because the movie inspired it,
Not
obviously, like they would claim
right.
with some others, but
Yep.
that was not a uh, a good fun fact there. Um, I have 2 others that I'll say right now, I guess.
Go ahead.
Maybe you're gonna say this, but, her sister in the movie is named Kim, and that's her real sister's name as well. And her
Mm,
dad had MS in real life, and Colin Quinn has MS in this movie, so it's based I mean, there's definitely some, real life things put in there.
sure.
And then I thought it was kinda cool that Judd Apatow had Hader and, Amy Schumer go out as a couple to test their
Mhm.
chemistry and see if people bought that they could work together before filming this, and apparently they did because they made the movie and made them the principal actors. So,
Right. Yep. Yeah, and like you said with, her dad having MS, like, Colin Quinn went and visited her father and was able to, you know, glean some things from him as far as putting it into his role. And then, like you say, I mean, not only that, but Amy Schumer wrote this. I mean, there's some truth to some of the exploits, I would say, in her life, and she brought that into the movie as well. So,
well, as you said,
um,
one of her comedy specials was called Mostly Sex Stuff, so clearly that is
yes,
a big part of her, story.
well, and good for her. Like, why
Yeah,
not?
I'm not saying that, I'm just
Well,
saying that
yeah.
makes the movie obviously based on some reality.
So I'm gonna get into the cast a little bit here. Of course, we have Amy Schumer playing Amy. We have Bill Hader as Dr. Aaron. What was his last name? Connors.
Connors.
Connors. He's a sports doctor, orthopedist. We've got Brie Larson
And I
as
love Bill Hader, he's one of my
yeah.
favorites, and this was kind of a big deal because this is before he really had done a lot of movies,
Mhm.
or at least he was never a leading man, that's for sure. But he plays such a straight character here that a lot of his sometimes zaniness and stuff that he can do is kind of left out, but he's still hilarious as a straight person too. Like he's
Oh,
great.
for sure.
I
Yeah,
mean,
because he has, he comes in as this orthopedist, so he kind of carries some clout, and he just plays the straight man so well to Amy's just off the wall attitude.
the foil.
Uh, yes. So, we got Brie Larson as the sister Kim.
Yeah, and I totally forgot she was in this, and I love that because I think she's great.
Oh, she's phenomenal. Yeah. Colin Quinn plays Gordon, their father.
And I can't stand Colin Quinn. I've hated him since SNL. He was the worst Weekend Update host of all time. However, before I think he's great in this movie. I think his
Yeah.
role and he's awesome. And we'll get to the scenes, but like the opening scene of this movie where he's kind of the main, he's just hilarious. So, and,
Yeah.
and he's one of 2 people in this movie that I like a lot more because of this movie. We'll get to another one in just a second, I'm sure.
I really soured on Colin Quinn when he was Weekend Update anchor.
Oh, he
I
was
I, I
terrible.
thought he was absolutely horrible, but other things that he's in, I've really, really, really enjoyed.
I guess
Whether
I
it's
haven't seen
stand up,
many because this is the only one I can really remember where I know him much from, and I do like
Okay.
it here.
Well, and there was some comedy show where there was like a panel and he was on it, and I thought he was really
No, I
funny in
haven't seen that.
that. And he's been in just various things.
And he's capable of
And
being funny, as we can tell.
yeah,
He was not a fit for Weekend Update, and that
he
went on for
wasn't.
way too long.
No, it was a cross between him laughing too much at the jokes or being like annoyed by the jokes he was telling,
Yeah,
and
the
it just
delivery was
wasn't.
bad. It was just
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the delivery was just
he was
awful.
the anti Norm Macdonald. Like he'd repeat jokes, but with Norm Macdonald, like the OJs, they're funny every time. It's the
Mhm.
delivery, and with Colin Quinn, it's like, oh my god, stop.
It was brutal. Yeah. But other than that, I do really enjoy a lot of his stuff. We got John Cena playing early love interest to Amy, playing Steven.
And this is his
Um,
big break in this movie, and
mhm.
he is funny.
I
He's
loved him.
great.
Yeah, I thought he was outstanding. We have Dave Attell as the homeless gentleman on the corner.
Yeah,
Uh,
not a big part, but you blink and you might miss him.
him and Amy have been doing stuff for, she's been a pretty big influence on her. I always enjoy Dave Attell. We got a Vanessa Bayer,
I love her.
SNL
She
fame
just makes
again.
me laugh. She is always smiling. There's
Mhm.
this, I just
Stop
love her
smiling.
delivery. She is so great. I can't stop smiling.
Stop smiling. Um, we got Tilda Swinton playing Diana.
Unrecognizable.
Yeah. So a little fun fact here: when Schumer was writing this, she wanted a Tilda Swinton type to play the role of Diana, and Apatow just called her up and asked her, like, "Will you do this?" And Swinton was a big fan of Apatow
Yeah.
and said, "Yeah, absolutely,
And
I'll do this role."
she's another one I've never liked. So actually there's three. She's another
Okay.
one I've never liked. And I think when we watched this the first time, I didn't know it was her, and I had to kind of ask my wife, and like a lot of
Mhm.
people didn't even know it was her.
Mm-mm.
Like that's how different she looks.
Yep.
But in a good way for me, because I in this I like her a lot more than normal.
And she had some free reign in forming her character, according to what I read, and this is what she came up with, and I thought it was brilliant and wonderful. So definitely like that. We got Randall Park,
He's always
uh,
good.
Bryson. Exactly, he's always good. Um, John Glasser as Schultz, another coworker. I haven't
Who,
seen him in a lot of stuff, but what
but
I
if you're
see
like
him
me, you
in,
know him right away. Jeremy Jam from Parks and Rec.
yes, yeah, like I
Councilman
say,
Jeremy Jam.
he's been in Inside Amy Schumer. He's just hilarious. He's got a face that makes you laugh. And he's always seems like he plays just this jerk with
Oh,
confidence
he's a
that he
jerk.
shouldn't have.
Yep,
And it's
that's
just
Parks and Rec right there.
he does such a wonderful job. We have the canceled Ezra Miller in an
Oh yeah, you
early
got that.
role.
He's been canceled after the Flash, but
Yeah,
he definitely this is a long time ago, and he was in a lot of movies at the time.
yes, he certainly was. We have stand-up Mike Birbiglia
I love
as
that guy.
Kim's husband. I love Mike Birbiglia. I don't know how many of his specials that I've seen.
This cast is just on and on and on. It's so many great people.
It's amazing. We got Norman Lloyd playing Norman. So Norman Lloyd met with Judd Apatow when he
I
was
don't know who that is.
99 years old. He drove himself to the meeting, and everything was great. They had a great meeting. Apatow was amazed that he drove himself there, like didn't need any help. So when they filmed, he was 100 years old in this movie.
I don't remember
This
who
was
that
his.
is. I don't even know who you're talking about.
He's the older gentleman in the nursing home that Colin Quinn's always talking to. Like they had the discussion about Babe Ruth.
Oh, okay.
And this was his last movie role. He did live to the ripe old age of 106. So he
Wow.
flew himself to the movie set on his own. Didn't ask for any special.
That's a fun fact.
Yeah. Like I mean, this guy is just awesome. He started. Well, I can't remember what his first credit was, but it was a ways back there. We have Daniel Radcliffe and Marissa Tomei playing
Yeah, I forgot all about
roles,
this part too.
Yeah, playing roles in The Dog Walker, a movie within the movie.
An RT movie, which is pretty stupid though. I mean, it looks like a horrible movie.
Yes, it does, and that I think.
But it's all black and white.
Well.
Like it's supposed to be this arty,
Art house.
fancy movie that they're in.
Mm-hmm. We have LeBron James playing himself.
And this is the third person that I was talking about because, I mean, LeBron James, right? I can't. He's like the worst. Like,
Mhm.
he needs to retire. He's just ruining, whether you liked him or not, he's just ruining everything about his reputation that he ever had. I cannot stand him. But then I watch this. He's freaking great in this movie. Every scene he's in is funny. He's a good actor. He pulls off. I really, really like him. And so it made me think, well, maybe he's better than I think. But unfortunately, he's that good of he's actually not that good of an actor on the court. He's a terrible actor.
Yes.
And that's part of the problem.
So I'm not a LeBron James fan by any stretch. And I remember when I picked this and I was like, okay, I got to figure out, I got to watch this. I remembered he was in it. And I'm like, oh, crap. I got to sit and watch LeBron James. I don't think he's a great actor. He kind of annoys the hell out of me, even in this role.
I don't know. He
But
seems pretty smooth to me.
I love the relationship that they put in there between him and Hader.
So he's him and Bill Hader are basically best friends. He's his doctor, but like they hang out and are friends, and that's why he's in the movie a little more than some of. There's some more cameos coming, but he's more than a cameo. He's like a star in the movie.
Chris Rock was on set every time LeBron James was on set, and basically told him to say everything that he said in the movie.
I didn't know that one.
So, nice little.
I think they could have stuck him in there somewhere then.
Right. Let's see here. We've also got Method Man plays the role of a orderly in this movie. Kyle Dunnigan, another guy who I've seen in other Amy Schumer stuff, plays one of the husbands, just a small role, but he's got a face that just makes me laugh. Tim Meadows has a quick little hitter.
We've always got, if Tim Meadows is in a movie, it makes the movie better. And when he popped up, I forgot about him too. And
totally. He's only in one little scene, but noteworthy for sure. We have comedians Nikki Glaser early on in her career.
Yeah, I missed her. I saw that she was in it, but I didn't see where that was.
That was
speaking of the Golden Globes. She just hosted the Golden Globes.
Mm-hmm. That was in the baby shower scene when the girls are sitting around talking. She's one of the wives. Let's see here. We also have Tony Romo has a small cameo in this. And then I also have Amari Stoudemire, who I honestly thought did a very nice job.
He does.
I enjoyed
and he's a little more than a cameo,
role.
Not as much as LeBron, but he's got a pretty big part at the end of the movie, and he's very good.
Yeah.
And you left out Pete Davidson.
Yes, we got Pete Davidson in here as one of the...
This is one of his big breaks, too. This is actually right before he started SNL, and this is kind of how he got the job.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think I read that Apatow kind of like recommended him, but I could be wrong again. I don't read everything I read down, but it's in my head.
There's an intervention scene in this movie, and this is where I looked at Courtney and said, look at the pull that Judd Apatow has. He gets Matthew Broderick, Marv Albert, and Chris Everett.
And he gets Marv Albert to play like a caricature of himself, too. It's awesome.
Oh, my God.
Yes!
I mean, and then, of course, you have LeBron James. So it's those four in an intervention with Bill Hader. And I'm just going, oh, my God. How do you put these four people in a room? I mean, obviously, three of the four are sports figures. But then you throw Matthew Broderick in there, and it's just, that kind of puts it over the top. You've got a small little cameo by Leslie Jones.
Yeah, an early Leslie Jones spotting.
Mm-hmm. And do I have anybody else I need to add in
That's
here?
all I have.
Okay.
No, that's it. But if you haven't ever seen this movie, or if you forgot about it like I did, it's fun to watch just to see all these people pop up, because you forget about them, and it makes the time go faster, and it makes it fun to like, oh, there's somebody I know, and it's just, it's cool to see them all in like different elements in a lot of cases from what they normally would be in.
Well, and like you say, a lot of these people, it's early on in their careers, like a Pete Davidson, like, where does he, he ends up going to SNL. There's a ton of SNL people, or that were on SNL at some point were in this movie. So yes, there's, some good athletes in this. There's, with Cena and Stoudemire and Everett, and, I mean, it's just, a lot of good mix of talent in this movie. So, all right. Well, do you want to dive into some of your favorite scenes?
Yeah, I mean, so I already kind of gave away. I mean, we'll start at the beginning because one of my
Yes.
favorite scenes is the opening scene. So in the opening
Yes.
scene, you have Colin Quinn as a younger dad talking to Kim and Amy, Brie Larson and
Super
Amy
young.
Schumer, but they're kids. They're like
Super
10
little
and 12,
kids.
maybe somewhere in
Oh,
there.
no way. No way. She
Oh, one
had
of
the
them's
little
one of them's
Kim
at
had
least
Kim had to have been she looked like she was like 4 or
okay,
5 years old
but I
holding onto
think
her dolly.
one of them was a little older. Anyway, you're right. You're right. But he's
It's so good.
explaining about him and his wife are getting divorced, and she's holding her doll, and he's explaining, trying to get through to the girls about what happened and how, you have your doll, and what if somebody said you could only play with that one doll forever for the rest of your life? Be no other dolls, and you could never have any other dolls. Even if that one doesn't want to play with you anymore,
That
your
was
other
one
one,
of the
you still
lines.
can't have another doll.
Yes. And
And
they're
so
coming out
right
with
away, I'm
new
like, wait a
dolls.
minute. Colin Quinn is funnier than I thought, than I remembered, because this opening scene is great, and it sets that up right away. And it's an important part because this is what we learn has impacted Amy so much, and
Mhm.
like that's the route she went her life on because of that. Kim's the opposite, um, but I
Yep.
love that scene. It's hilarious.
Yeah, a couple other lines from that. What about a slightly overweight cocktail waitress doll? Like he's just going through like all these scenarios
It's a
of
hell of a
other
metaphor.
dolls you want to play with, and then at the end of it, he goes, "That's why me and your mom are getting a divorce." Like it's just, it's such a funny start to this movie. It's line after line with Colin Quinn speaking to these very young, innocent girls. And basically, the end of this is the mantra of monogamy doesn't work. Monogamy
Right.
is a joke, So, of course, Amy took that to heart. And now we fast forward and we see her in, a myriad of situations with other guys. So, um, yeah, good way to start. Um, I'm gonna go with one of the early on too, the staff meeting at Snuff Magazine, where we set up the premise of this show. So it's staff meeting with the writers, and a coworker brings up the idea of interviewing this Aaron Connors because this guy happens to like sports, and they give it to Amy instead. Um, but Tilda Swinton is just like, you know, basically she's the editor, she's running everything. And at one point she asks Vanessa Baier's character to research if garlic affects the taste of semen. I thought that was absolutely, and of course she's like, how am I supposed to do that? And another guy talks about, um, you know, well, maybe it wasn't this at this point, but he said something about he's going to write an article about best ways to jerk off at work, and he's already been putting research in. Like, I mean, it's just absolutely awesome, and it does set up, how this whole thing's going to work with Amy and Eric. Did you happen to notice in the background they had a bunch of Snuff magazine covers, and one of the
If
cover
I
models was Russell Brand,
Oh, I did actually. Now that you say it, I did see him up there.
and I'm like, that's perfect. Like, who else would be the cover guy for Snuff magazine? So, yeah, I
Yes.
thought that was good.
Um, I mentioned LeBron, how I like him. It's kind of a couple scenes, but you
Mhm.
learn that LeBron, it's the funny thing they do with him. Is it like he's got millions and millions of dollars, but he's a cheap ass in this movie. He
Yes.
wants to split every bill. He doesn't want to pay an extra cent for anything.
Mhm.
And the way that it's really funny. And then there's another scene where him and Hader are playing basketball. And, instead of letting him even do anything, he's blocking every shot. And then he's quoting Gold Digger as
Yes.
he's playing him. And that's where, the relationship between the two of them, you see, it's really funny. So, and I really like LeBron in this movie. I think that he's great. So,
Well, and to add to that, like, that scene where they're at lunch, it's, again, like we said, this is a turning a rom-com on its ear. These two are sitting there having the girl talk. Like,
yes.
"Oh, what did are you
Oh,
gonna
and
call him?"
LeBron
And,
is
"Oh,
all
what did she
he's a
say?"
sensitive one. He's so excited
Yep.
to learn about it and like acting. Yeah, you're right. I forgot. It's
Yeah, so,
funny.
I mean, that's wonderful because he's talking about, what the next move is and how do we go forward, and, you need to, really, go after this if you like her, you can't be scared, and it's just a fun little take
And and it
on
kind of
the
works
rom-com.
because Bill Hader's character is very much like a very sweet guy. Like that, like
Hmm.
he's not out picking up women and he's not
No.
like an aggressive person. He's a sensitive guy and he's going up against this really raunchy woman. And so to
Hmm.
show him and LeBron talk like that, it's totally fitting and it's very funny.
Well, he's extremely milk toast, if you will. Like he's not,
That's the word.
yeah, going out and I mean, he's a young up and coming doctor. Like this is what he does. Um, One of the scenes I enjoyed was in the movie theater with John Cena, where another movie goer asked him to make his woman be quiet, who is Amy Schumer, and of course he goes. His comments back to this movie goer are, um, you know, not as threatening as in the way that they should be.
No, he's not
Uh,
good at the trash talk or the threats.
yes,
Everything comes out,
yes,
we'll just say very gay, which not that
yes,
there's
very
anything
good.
wrong with that, but that's not what he's going for. And so the other
Correct.
guy is just like laughing at him, like,
Right. Instead of saying "I will fuck you up," he says "I will fuck you. I will enter you." And then as he's
there
walking
you go.
out, he basically says, "If you're looking for me, I'll be the closest guy on Grinder." And Amy Schumer is just sitting there going, "What? Like how is this? Even remotely what you should be yelling at this guy. You're not coming off as threatening. It's just going a different direction." So yeah, I thought that was a pretty good exchange. And again, that's where I think Cena was great in this. I think he really
He
went
is.
for it.
He's really funny.
Um, there's a scene in the movie where him and Amy are um, having sex, and she's encouraging dirty talk.
Wow, he can't
And
do that either.
no, he can't. He really can't. And actually, what gets him to his place of joy is when their first time they met, he saw her from behind and she looked like a man. And then he,
Yeah. Very
finishes
weird thing to say.
right as you finish. He did not tell his then girlfriend, I don't know if they're still together, but one of the wrestlers from WWE, that he was doing that scene with her, and she was quite upset when she saw the movie. And of course, he's naked in the scene. So that was a bit of a sore point in their relationship, I guess. So,
I do have 3 more. They're all kind of towards the end. One
yep.
is not, it's kind of funny, but I just think it's really relatable, at least in my experience.
Hmm.
So they get in a big fight, Bill Hader and
Yes.
Amy Schumer. And it's hilarious to see the different views about how she has no idea how to fight. She
No.
thinks it's all done and it's over, and he thinks they're just going to work it out. And it's just those 2 different conflicting views about it. Like he's fighting is like, we're going to have a fight and then we're going to get over it. And she's like,
Then we're
well,
gonna get
no, it's
over it.
over. We can't do this. And I thought that was really well done because I think, it's relatable when you see 2 people that don't understand each other like that. It's
Mhm.
also funny, but it's a big kind of a pivotal scene because, that's where things really go kind of haywire, of course, before we get to our denouement.
Well, and this took me back to an episode of Friends where Chandler and Monica have their first fight, and Chandler just assumes, okay, well, I guess
Yeah, you're
yeah,
right. There is one like
we
that.
we fight and now we break up. And Monica has to drag him back in and basically like, no, this is what happens in a healthy relationship. There's going to be arguments, there's going to be fights, and you work it out and you get over it, like, and then you move on, like the relationship gets stronger. And same thing in this, like Amy just she's always got one foot out the door to begin with.
Well, right. She can't
um
accept that he likes her and like she can't accept that it's going to work because that's the way she lives her whole life. So,
right. um another scene we already talked about, it, the intervention scene.
yeah, that was one of my other ones. Just the Marv Albert part especially that because he's
Yeah.
narrating it as it's happening and it's just priceless.
Yes. Well, and the fact that they got Chris Everett to say cock blocker, I thought was absolutely great. So, yeah, that was good. And then the last one is the final scene.
Yeah, and that's my other one. So you want to
Yeah.
tell them how it ends because there's spoilers. The movie's 11 years old.
Right. So
We told you there's a happy ending.
we have, our usual moment where everything goes in the crapper and they break up. And then so one of the themes in the movie is, Hader tells her, if you never try, you can never fail. So that's why you never try anything. So, it's they're at Madison Square Garden, and Amy Schumer's trying to get to Madison Square Garden. She's running, she's taking the subway, and she's running down the sidewalk, and you're thinking, okay, this is the big scene. Like, she's going to find him in the arena and profess her love, and everything's going to be great, and we're happy ending. But what actually happens is, we had seen scenes with the Nick City dancers.
Yes, you have to bring that up, that she's derided these dancers as like lesser and stupid, and she thinks they're just dumb. She's multiple times throughout the movie, which was all setting up to this.
Right. So the game is over at this point.
Aaron has been defending them back. Like, he's like, no, they're very talented, and I work on her, and like, so like
works with these.
She knows that it's all fight. It's great writing. I mean, it goes together very well.
It does. So game's over. He comes out on the court. And then the dancers all come out in the big group. And one of these dancers is now Amy, in the full outfit, and they do a complete routine. And I don't know if it's acting or if this is actually how. I mean, I would look horrible dancing next to these women. I think it's so funny. She's trying to do the moves. She's up, she's down. She can't.
Well, she does a lot of the moves really well, but then there are some where she just kind of stops, and and she's breathing heavy, and I'm sure it's real because anybody would be. But
oh my God,
it's kind of like Chris Farley, she's actually really good at it. She's actually better than you'd probably think, and holds up very well for most of the routine.
Most of the routine, yes. But I love the line where she goes, as it turns out, I'm really in bad physical condition. Because, I mean, she's sweating, and she's trying to do her best. They do a big kick circle, and like her leg only comes up halfway, which a normal person would. Like, these are professional dancers.
The beauty of this is she's trying so hard, and she's smiling the whole time. And that's what makes it so endearing to watch it, because she's smiling the whole time. But she's also talked about how Uptown Girl is the worst Billy Joel song ever. And it's the song that he plays when he does surgery, which she thinks is hilarious, and it is very weird. So halfway through the dance, which is to like regular arena music, part of the routine becomes Uptown Girl. And of course, that makes him even happier and shows, I mean, it's lovely. It's a lovely finish.
It is. And then the big finale is, we've seen this in the movie where, people, halftime shows that use trampolines and they dunk the ball, and, it's just amazing. And she goes for it. And Hader, of course, is telling her, no, don't do it. And she goes for it. She hits the trampoline, does a flip in the air, which is pretty damn impressive, but lands flat on her face on the mat. And of course,
doesn't get within
hilarious.
about 5 feet of the
not even close. And of course, her reaction when he gets to her is, "Did I get it?" And then there's a whole discussion of, "Did you get it? Like a basket? No, you didn't. You didn't even come close." Like, it's really just a sweet and very, very, very funny way to finish this movie. So yeah, I thought it was great. Do you have other lines you would like to?
Yeah, I don't think we actually talked about any of the lines. I only have like 5 here, but there's one early on, because there's a lot of sex early on.
Yes,
but somebody, I think it's John Cena, I can't remember the scene for sure. It might have been Bill Hader, but is down on her, and she just says, "Hang on at the top. Everything important's at the top," which is so funny. Everything important's at the top.
Yes, and then she fake passes out, so she doesn't have to return the favor.
That's just a random guy. That's right, because she doesn't want to do anything else with him.
Yes. One of mine here, I've got her and John Cena are essentially breaking up. They're having this big fight because he saw her phone and there's nothing but dudes texting her, and they're having this really heartfelt moment, and Amy looks at him and goes, "I'm sorry. Hey, can you leave, or can I leave? Because I'm really high right now. Can I call you tomorrow?" Like, she has no coping mechanism at all for a serious moment, and just how dryly she delivers that is just hilarious to me.
Speaking of like how she kind of ripped on the dancers, but she's not into sports at all. She knows nothing about sports. And there's a great line, it starts with no offense, which is always a
Yep.
bad start. No offense, but sports are stupid, and anyone who likes them is a lesser person with a small intellect.
Yes. That was a great, great line. And that's the reason she ended up getting the job from her editor, because the editors, of course, this magazine's all about cutting on people, like tearing
Right.
people down.
That's why she
So
gives
she's
her
like,
that
well,
job.
yeah, I'm not going to give it to the writer who's actually into sports. I'm going to give it to the writer who's going to eviscerate this perfectly fine doctor who does a wonderful job. So yes, that was excellent. I loved when early on when she's interviewing him and she goes, "What's this speech for doctors with borders?" Like, she's never heard of Doctors Without Borders. So of course he has to, correct her because she's just that stupid and self-centered.
You brought up the bad trash talk by John Cena. And
Yes.
the one line I wrote down, you didn't even say, the guy calls him Mark Wahlberg, and he
Yes.
goes, "I look like Mark Wahlberg ate Mark Wahlberg."
Yes. Yes. And he kind of does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's that big.
Yeah. I got one here where so during an interview process, Bill Hader gets Amy onto a treadmill, and she's kind of walking, and you can see her body movement up on the screen, and she gets a little winded, and she starts talking about how well she's not doing well. She hasn't had a lot to eat that day, and she kind of lists off the things that she's had to eat that day. Bill Hader's response is, "So you had breakfast, lunch, and a snack."
Yeah. That's a funny one because she just keeps naming things, and she said I didn't eat that much.
Yes.
When she is happy and she's telling her dad about him before he dies, I just thought it was funny the way Colin Quinn said this. "You sound like a Lifetime movie. One of the happy ones, not the murder ones. Because there are two different kinds of Lifetime movies.
Yes.
There's the romantic happy ones, and then there's also the the men are evil murder ones too."
Mm-hmm. I got one here from the baby shower where Amy comes in and Tom is there, Mike Birbiglia's character, and of course, her sister's pregnant, and Tom says, "Yeah, not all sex ends with a flush and a cry."
The only other one I have left, I think it's Bill Hader that says it. I think he's mad, and somebody mentions Alex Rodriguez, and he goes, "Alex Rodriguez, fuck that guy."
Fuck that guy. Everybody fucks.
Everybody said that. Yeah, they did not like it,
Yeah.
which is great because I don't like Alex Rodriguez either.
Right. Yep. One of the subjects that the magazine Snuff is going to do is ugliest kid celebrities under 6. I thought that was kind of on brand for them. I got another line from the baby shower. The girls are sitting around and they're telling naughty things that they've done. Of course. So one says she, after her husband goes to bed, sits up and eats ice cream, or something. And Amy's just sitting there rolling her eyes. And then she says something really disgusting and awful.
Well, it was about the condom getting stuck.
Yes, stuck inside of her.
But it's great because the other lady then follows that lead.
That's what I was going to go with. So this other lady, she kind of catches wind of what's happening. So she says, "I let Tim and his brothers tag team me on Christmas morning." And Amy looks at her and goes, "I like her."
Also like Friends. I like her. She seems smart.
Yes, she seems smart. The last one I've got is when Hader and Schumer are having their argument, and Hader wants to know how many people she slept with, and she can't give him a number. So she goes, "Well, how many people have you slept with?" And he goes, "I've slept with 3 women." And she goes, "Me too. I've slept with 3 women."
Yeah, that's right. That's funny too.
The other one I love is they're having an argument at her apartment, and she's accusing him of being such a nice guy because he goes down on her too much. And that's actually selfish in regards to him. And so he's like, "So I shouldn't do that." No, keep going. Don't try to pull that. You have to keep doing that. I just love her arguing is so bad. Yeah, she's not really equipped to be a full-fledged adult in a relationship.
So I had mentioned at the beginning, and we didn't get to yet, the only thing they're really like or my one complaint about Judd
Oh, yeah.
Apatow movies, they're always too long. So,
Okay.
it is a 2-hour comedy. It was 2 hours and 5 minutes maybe. The the dad dies, again, I'm not giving it away, but it kinda drags it out, and I don't know. It's a little too long. I think it could have been a little tighter, but not as bad as some. Like, there's some movies that he makes where it's like there's whole parts of like, well, we didn't really need that. This is pretty good, but it just drags a little bit. But with all these cameos and all these people in it, like, it's just you're still on top of your toes watching it the whole time. So
Yeah. One scene that I didn't bring up that I'd like to hear, it's the funeral scene when her dad dies, and her speech in which she talks about how awful of a person he was, and she asks, um, you know, did you raise your hand if my dad ever offended you? And of course, everybody raises their hand in the crowd, and then she talks a little more and talks about how great of a guy he was, and then she says, raise your hand if my dad was one of your favorite people. And, of course, everybody raises it. I just thought it was such a sweet
it was nice.
part of the movie. So, it's not all, sex and,
It is. It's very
craziness.
sweet. It's
Yeah.
the fight. I mean, it's in Bill Hader's character. I mean, it has to be sweet. That's what it is. And so,
Yeah.
that's the beauty of it. It's raunchy,
Yep.
but it's not just raunchy.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of raunchy, there's the night where they go out drinking, and then she insists that they go back to his place, and then basically just goes right after him to have sex. And I love how she just sits him on the couch and climbs on top, and she just goes, "Ooh, I didn't see this for you." I thought
Well, yeah,
that line
no
was
foreplay.
excellent.
That's it. It's done.
Right, she just, hop on, let's go. So, yeah, there's a little bit of everything in here. Obviously, most of it is pretty R-rated comedy, but it fits for an Apatow movie for sure.
Yeah, and
her
he
writing
does
was
that.
excellent.
He usually has a heart in his movies like that.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
So tonight, or today, whenever you might be listening to this, we are going to draft in honor of Amy Schumer, who this is one of her big things. It really got her. I mean, she was becoming a star, but as a movie, like, this was a big deal.
Yep.
A great idea by Gifford. We're going to draft our favorite female comedians. And so
Correct.
they don't have to be stand-ups. They can be, but we're looking at just funny women who pretty much that's what they are. They're funny. Kind of like Chevy Chase, he didn't do a lot of drama or a lot of other stuff. He's pretty much funny.
Yep.
If you think he's funny like we do, and everything that he did, that's basically it. So we're looking at funny women who, they might have done some other things, but for the most part, they're comedians, and that's why we love them, because they're comedians.
Yeah.
And
yes,
we're gonna have Courtney on.
We're gonna bring on our third person for our draft.
Bring on the woman. All right, so we're bringing in Courtney to do our draft, and here she is.
Yes.
Say hi, Courtney.
Hello. Thanks for the coasters.
Yeah, so do you want to tell everybody about our coasters there?
They are prominently displayed at this current time.
Yes. We will have a bonus episode soon explaining the coasters.
Okay.
Maybe even before this came out. Who knows? But they'll make more sense when that comes out.
Absolutely. So we are going to draft tonight, as Brad said, our funny women, our comedians that, primarily do comedy stuff. So it doesn't matter if they're stand-up, if they're actresses in TV or movies.
Right, because we wouldn't want to have separate categories for those.
Here we go. Yes, exactly. So,
yes,
tonight,
we are very misogynistic on this show.
We are.
You are.
Extremely.
And
so
in real life.
Tonight, our draft order will be our lovely guest, Courtney, followed by me, and then Brad will have the final pick in each round.
That's right.
So
kick us off. Who is your number one funny lady?
Well, I watched Trainwreck with Brian last night, and I'm picking Amy Schumer.
Oh, really?
She is?
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
I adore her. You know how people ask you want to have a luncheon with who? She's on my list. Like, if you want to have lunch with a famous person or whoever.
Right. Who would you invite to dinner?
Right.
Yep.
She'd be awesome, right?
She'd bring a very good boxed wine.
Right.
So,
Jesus. Well, and Courtney has that. She's got that edge to her as well. She likes the
I
dirty
do?
jokes.
Oh.
I think so.
for sure. Yeah.
She's
Well,
not going to shy away from the dirty joke.
Well, I love Trainwreck. And Inside Amy Schumer, Brian and I used to watch that every week.
I filled everybody in on that.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
And then Life and Beth. I liked that show. Did you watch that?
Oh, I didn't see that
I
one.
don't remember that one.
Life and Beth. I think it's on
Never
Hulu.
heard of it.
It's more serious, though, isn't it?
It's funny. She's self-deprecating. Like, it's about her life, like, and kind of like her husband being autistic. And anyway, it's good. It's TV show. Recommend.
All right. Well, that's fitting that she would be the number one pick after we just talked about her for 45 minutes.
I know.
Job.
I probably would have picked her number one, even if you didn't have the movie.
Excellent.
Well, now Gifford has what he said could be a controversial choice, I think. Here,
well, not
so.
after your explanation. It's going to be absolutely perfect.
Okay.
I'm going with Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Well, yeah, we kind of talked about her last week.
She's in my top 5.
Well, okay.
Good pick.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, she hasn't done very many things that aren't comedies. I mean, she's been in tons of different. They're always funny. Like she's.
Well, I was basing it off of what you mentioned before.
Oh my God, she's in Christmas Vacation. Of course you're going to
That's right. She is in Christmas Vacation.
And she was on SNL even before that. I mean, it's been 40 years now of
you guys,
just many, many hilarious things.
You're bald. Like, that's one of my favorite ones.
This is what I'm doing with it. I don't like
this thing. Oh, God.
All right. Well, I am going with my number one was kind of a runaway here. This woman makes me laugh so bad and everything. I just think she is one of the most gifted comedians ever, and that is Kristen Wiig. She is amazing. She was amazing on SNL, and the characters she could do, everything she does, and then she's done a lot of really funny movies and things too. And she's actually a really good actress.
Mm-hmm.
But when I thought about it, I had several listed, but I had to put her at the top. I love Kristen Wiig.
She deserves to be at that pick for sure. She's outstanding.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Cordo.
Are you looking at my list?
No, I'm trying not to look at your list.
It's right here. Can you see it?
Nope.
My number 2 is Carol Burnett.
Nice.
Oh, that was my number 2 as well.
You're welcome.
No, I don't get her.
So even recently, Palm Royale and
Kristen
Better
Wiig
Call
is in it.
Saul. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. So you watch Palm Royale?
I did.
We did not like that show. It got to be so long and just it was a disappointment because I love everything Carol Burnett's in, Kristen Wiig is in. That's the one that just didn't work for me.
Okay, bummer. I stuck with it. I liked it.
I mean, we watched the first season, but when the second one came around, we're like, nah, I'm not going to watch that anymore. Great pick, though. You can't go wrong with Carol Burnett. I should have picked her first. Then I probably would have got my top 2.
Oh, I don't know. Kristen Wiig's pretty.
Yeah, I don't have her.
You don't have Kristen Wiig?
Not in my top 5.
Oh, not in your top 5. Okay.
Who do you got, Giff?
All right. I am going with a lady that my mom was named after, allegedly.
She's on my list, too.
I'm going with Betty White.
That was my number 4. My top 4 are gone. Yeah, she was a little funnier and did more things, but I'm going to go with her counterpart.
Wait a minute. Sorry.
No.
I was
like, what are you doing?
When I was a kid, I loved this show, but I never liked her as a kid. But as I've gotten older, I've grown to realize this woman is hilarious and her role is perfect. And she basically is the embodiment of me as a female. So B, Arthur.
There you
go.
That's my pick.
She didn't even make my honorable mention.
Well, her on the Golden Girls, that alone is just enough to put her near the top of my list.
Okay.
All right, now you're ready, Sea-Dog.
I know. So now I don't think any more of mine will really get stolen. I won't be too sad.
Do you have a different nickname for her every round?
We'll find out.
Because that's 2 for 2 now, so.
Yeah.
Well, what's my first one?
I don't know. Courtney,
you called her Cordo.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Think of another one, Giff.
Okay, I'll try.
Sea-Dog.
Number 3.
Okay. What do you got?
My number 3 pick is Tig Notaro.
Oh, yeah. Gifford told me that she would be high on your list.
She's hilarious. So she has a show she did quite a few years ago. I bet it's 10 years old. One Mississippi. And she's on the morning show. She was in a Reese Witherspoon movie, but her stand-up, I adore. Her podcasts, any podcast she's on, I listen to. She is so funny. Right now, she has a podcast with Fortune Feimster and Mae Martin called Handsome. Oh my gosh. It's like one of the only ones I LOL. So.
Constantly.
LOL.
Yeah. And giggle. Like, it's so funny.
I get excerpts from it just about every day.
She's very clean.
Yeah, she is.
We like clean here, actually.
I don't, but
we don't like the swearing for swearing's sake. It doesn't work for us.
You have Tig, and then you have Fortune sitting next to her, who's not clean by any stretch of the imagination.
Gifford, I can already tell, as usual, you're probably going to run away with this poll. Who's your number 3?
What?
Who is?
You are, I think.
I am? Okay.
You got Betty White. Come on.
Well, I got Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I mean,
yeah,
exactly. That's all you need. All right, my number 3 is going to be Melissa McCarthy. There's just about
there you go.
Nothing that everything she's in is hilarious. I mean, she is so funny. Like, she, to me, is a leading woman. Like, if I see her in something, I want to watch it. Like, she's great.
All right, well, I'm going to go a couple spots down my list to pick somebody we mentioned tonight. Because I just love her so much, and she's related to our movie a little bit because she's the wife of the director. Oh, yeah. So I'm taking Leslie Mann right here just to make sure I get her because she's one of my favorite people in movies. She's just so funny, and the way she's just fantastic.
Right?
So
are they really coming out with This Is 50?
Oh, I don't know. Are they?
Is that like a stupid thing I saw on
Probably. It's probably an AI generated thing you saw.
Because
like I saw a Friends sequel that was supposed to be real with the Gellers with.
Oh.
Yeah, well, which was not a real thing.
Was it called This Is 40?
Yep.
Or was it called That Is 40?
Kim and I love that movie.
This Is 40.
Oh, for
Very
sure.
Very relatable.
If I was going to murder you,
how would
your
you do
cupcake. That's a good pick.
All right, number 4.
You're up.
Number 4. Okay. I asked Brian if this is going to be too controversial, but I'm going for Ellen DeGeneres.
Controversial?
Well, yeah, she asked me, she goes, is picking Ellen the same as picking Bill Cosby? And I'm like, well, one was really mean to her employees, and the other one drugged people for sex. I don't think that's equal.
I mean, I don't even know. I know that she kind of had a thing, but I don't even know what it is. It wasn't that big.
Oh, some employees didn't like how they were treated.
Oh, okay.
She's scared anyway.
Right. That's not equal, though.
But Ellen, I love her stand-up. Again, another clean cut. Her show, her daytime show.
She's funny.
So good.
She's a good pick.
Yeah.
Giff?
All right. I'm going to go with primarily a stand-up. Watched a lot of her specials, but she's been in a ton of shows, movies, and things of that nature. I'm going to Sarah Silverman.
Oh, yes.
I dig her. I think she's awesome. So much of her stuff is funny. There's a documentary called The Aristocrats. This joke.
Oh, I've seen that. I watched it.
Her part in that is really the only thing I remember from the movie. She was, to me, the funniest bit in that. So I thought, yeah, she's great.
Okay, the next pick I have, it could kind of go between two people. They're kind of a team, but to me, this one's a little bit funnier and has done more things that I've loved. So I'm going to take Amy Poehler.
Good pick.
Okay.
She just won a Golden Globe for her podcast.
Yeah.
I recommend.
And I like her book that she wrote, and of course, Parks and Rec. So.
Awesome.
Did you say Park and Rec?
Oh, good. That's a throwback.
That's a throwback. She's been with us since day one.
In memory of Pete.
Day one listener. Day one listener.
Long-time listener. Long-time coming on her.
All right. Close it out your list.
Okay. I've been sticking with clean comics. I'm going to the extreme. Ali Wong. She is so dirty. Mm-hmm. So funny. And my favorite go-to relax movie is always Be My Maybe.
Oh, I've seen that movie.
Yeah, and then she had a show called Beef.
I've heard of that show.
It's good. I love Ali Wong.
I knew of it.
Her stand-up is So funny, but
Is that
not recommended
Always
for
Be My
work
Maybe?
or
Was that her, and
kids.
was it Randall Park?
It was Randall Park.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And
I
Keanu
love him.
Reeves.
Oh
They're
my
a good
God,
team.
Keanu.
Oh, that's right. He's in there too. That's a pretty good movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
All right, Giff, your last one.
I left a lot on the table.
Yeah,
There's so much left that I don't know which one to. I think I'm gonna go Catherine O'Hara.
Oh, nice. I have her on my
good.
list.
She's just been in so many great things, and then with Schitt's Creek, I mean, that kind of puts her in a whole nother level. But yeah, I think I got to go Catherine O'Hara.
That's good. She's a great one. I have her one of my next ones. All right. Well, I knew nobody would pick this one. But this is one of the first females that I just was in love with. I mean, I had a crush on her as a kid, but she's like the pre-Kristen Wiig. I grew up loving the SNL cast from 86 to 92, and it wouldn't have been the same without Jan Hooks. That woman was the most criminally underrated female comedian and cast member out there. People, if you know, you know. She was amazing.
Yes, she was.
If you listen to Fly on the Wall, that is exactly what Dana Carvey says all the time. Yeah.
Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it was him and her. Like they were, they were my two favorites. They made me love that show, and just they were a huge part of my life growing up.
You kind of gave me a head fake there. I had you down as Beverly D'Angelo.
I didn't write her down. I thought of her, but I thought, she does a lot more than just comedy. I mean, to us, she's Ellen Griswold, but that's about it. I mean,
well, she was pretty funny in Entourage.
Oh, was she? Yeah, you're right. I remember I forgot she was in it, but she's done a lot of like dramatic and stage.
Oh, for sure.
She's far more than just, and which all these women are, but she's not just funny.
Mm-hmm. Are you surprised I didn't pick Kathleen Madigan?
A little bit, but you kind of hinted at that.
I know, but what have you done for me lately?
All right. Yeah.
All right. Well, Courtney, do you want to finish off your other ones? We'll let you go first. Who else did you consider?
Great. Leanne Morgan.
Never heard of her.
What? See, you guys don't give a shit about women comics. Like,
I
seriously?
don't follow hardly any stand-up comics that are male either. I mean, that's just a thing.
So she's got a new Netflix series out. And she did stand-up. She's in her she's just turned 60. She was just on Good Hang with Amy Poehler. And she was just on Smartless. Okay, I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Yes, you do. Maybe
comedy
more than Brad
podcasts.
Even.
Okay, Leanne Morgan, Tina Fey,
Yep.
Maya Rudolph,
Yep.
Kate McKinnon.
Yeah, I'm surprised Gifford didn't pick her.
I was close on Kate McKinnon.
Fortune Feimster, Christina Applegate. She's hilarious.
Yeah, I thought of her too, and I thought, well, but really, almost everything she's done was comedy. She's a great person.
Yeah.
Because I love her. I'm glad you brought her up.
She is great. Christina Applegate. I think she should have won an award for the first season of Dead to Me. She was
she's fantastic in that show.
Good in that first season. Nikki Glaser, kind of a mention. She could be really dirty. Her last stand-up I did not even laugh at. I adore Lisa Kudrow. Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah, she's funny.
Taylor Tomlinson. She's a stand-up. Angela Johnson-Reyes, very funny stand-up. Wanda Sykes always makes me giggle. Kathleen Madigan is a stand-up I like. Jennifer Aniston's funny. Lucille Ball didn't get a mention.
No, she's the second one I wrote down.
Yeah, I thought of Carol Burnett, but I never thought of Lucille Ball.
Mary Tyler Moore. She's funny. Megan
Although,
Mullally.
if you watched Ordinary People, like Gifford and I watched it the other day too, she did other stuff that was dreadfully unfunny too.
Yeah, and very well done.
That's what you guys always say is comics probably can do the drama better.
Oh yeah, they all can
win awards.
They should.
Yep.
We do. We said it tonight. Actually, you'll have to listen.
I know.
She will on Monday morning, first thing.
So Megan Mullally, I love her on Will and Grace.
Oh, I didn't think of her either. She's great. Well, I love her on Parks and Rec.
Amazing.
She's amazing on Parks and Rec.
I just want to mention, Julia Louis-Dreyfus also has a podcast now called Wiser Than Me. So good. Recommend. She was the only one I didn't get on my top 5.
Nice.
Go ahead, Brad.
I have a few more here. So Sharon Horgan. Courtney, do you know her?
Nope.
You watch Catastrophe, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
She is hilarious. I love that woman.
What's her new series where her and her sisters?
Bad Sisters on Apple TV.
Yes.
Yeah, that one's not so funny, but
no.
but she is a very funny woman. I love her. The show Catastrophe was just fantastic.
Brian,
you didn't mention. You mentioned a lot of the SNLs, but I think Molly Shannon was next on my list. And speaking of, not in this podcast, but tomorrow in real life, I turned 50. I can kick.
What?
I can stretch, and I can kick. I just can't get over it. Julie Bowen. I thought about her. Like most everything she's done is funny. She's really funny.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Andrea Savage. I think Courtney, you like her too. From I'm Sorry. Don't you know that show?
Andrea Savage.
Was she?
You don't
Gifford,
know her? You don't like women.
Gifford. She was on Step Brothers. The one normal person on Step Brothers, the therapist. I thought you guys watched I'm Sorry. Yeah. That show is just hilarious.
No, I don't. I think I'm Sorry. I couldn't. I had to rent it or something. So I didn't watch. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And then we mentioned Vanessa Bayer already tonight. I think she just makes me laugh every time. Jenny Slate is hilarious, and that was the rest of my list.
All right, I got a few more. Cloris Leachman always tickles my funny bone. She is absolutely great.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm going Sofia Vergara. I've only known her in one thing, and she is tip top with her.
Careful how you say that.
Accent.
No, the tip top part.
She was great with her coasters.
Yes. I do have the ignorant slut Jane Curtin on my list.
Yeah, she's funny.
I always loved Sherry O'Terry.
Yes,
I got such a kick out of her. Her as the lady on her front porch is one of the best things that was on SNL. I love her so much.
And the cheerleader.
The cheerleader was all right.
She gets bounced around. Will Ferrell.
Yep. Jessica Williams. I first saw her on The Daily Show, but now she's in Shrinking, which she's great in. And then the last one I got here is Wendy McLendon Covey.
Yeah, from Bridesmaids.
From Bridesmaids and Reno 911.
Yeah.
She's been in a lot of other stuff too, but she's hilarious too. So a lot of funny ladies. Glad we were able to have a funny lady on.
Yes, how fitting. Thanks for joining us.
Talk about
maybe you want to ask her the question tonight, Gifford.
Well, I got to come up with a question, so you guys got to keep. talking.
Oh well, we can point to next week.
Yes.
So we had mentioned what we're doing last week, but next week we're going to get into music and talk about a hip band from the last 10 years, Cage the Elephant, which had a fantastic album. And I'm calling the Gifford's going to like them. They kind of have if you like the Black Keys, it's kind of in that realm maybe, if you don't know them, that might give you a little bit of a whet your appetite.
Correct. All right.
So,
well, sweet.
What are you doing for your birthday?
Well, so I already had it, but
your damn business.
On my real birthday, my wife and I are going out just because it's a Wednesday. We're just going out for dinner with our friends Dave, originalist from our show, and Sonia, because it's her birthday also 3 days after mine. So we go out most years.
Mm-hmm.
And last weekend with my family, we went out to eat, and I went to a Gopher basketball game with Kim, and we just had a really lovely day on Saturday.
Excellent.
This is 50.
Well, that sounds really fun.
And it's not technically for my birthday, but when is this coming? Actually, when this comes out, it's going to be right after. So when this comes out, I will just have returned home from Hollywood from touring the Brady Bunch house.
From the Brady Bunch house.
And so we will be putting out a bonus episode about my life-changing experience going through the Brady Bunch house. Maybe this week. Maybe it'll be coming out in 3 days. I don't know, but stay tuned because it's going to be, oh my God, I can't wait.
I can't wait to hear about that.
That sounds great.
That does sound great.
So, yeah, a lot of fun times.
Okay.
Hey, Courtney.
Yeah.
Hey, which band can you always find their location on Grindr?
I'm going to guess Preacher Row.
That is correct. Well, thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, Courtney, for coming on.
Support a woman comedian.
Yes. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. You're always invited. Bye.
See ya.